Hey guys, Dylan here, and I've got Jesse with me again, and we are recording more Lightbringer. And I know it's the Lightbringer, but I just think that sounds stupid to say it every time. It's just Lightbringer to me. Are you hyped to look at issue 2?
I I could not be less hyped.
I think there's actually an error just with the cover. You know how the last cover had like a black background?
Yeah.
I think that the Lightbringer logo was straight up like cropped from the previous background, and he ended up losing the black outline to the Lightbringer logo. If you look at the compared to the Lightbringer part, you can see that the still has a black shadow to it, but Lightbringer doesn't, and you can see parts where the white outline clips off from the Lightbringer logo. So I think that things got so bad to the point to where he just fucking didn't save the logo or typed in the logo as is and then tried to just crop it. And he fucked up how the logo looked.
It's sloppy, Linkara. This is the worst thing you've done.
I don't get how he couldn't remember what font he used and just type in the logo again. Or save the logo as a transparent PNG and just paste it on every issue.
Mm,
Like, how do
I
you
have
get
to admit,
the right but not Lightbringer?
I don't know. Maybe he forgot it was there because it's easy to miss the. It's blending into the background.
Let me scroll down to show you our epic hero pose.
For
That's
a minute,
supposed
I
to be
thought he was
Lightbringer
holding.
flying.
I couldn't tell what the arms were for a second, and I thought he was like holding a baby. Like it looked like a baby in a weird, messed up, deformed baby in a swaddle. But no, it's his arm.
Okay,
Oh wow.
so on page 1, I don't know what the fuck that text is at the bottom of the fucking picture, but there's a man with his arms crossed. I guess he's becoming a YouTube commentator. He has a beard, but no mustache, and I can't tell if he's wearing a blue Legend of Zelda hat or if he has blue hair that turns into a mullet in the back. I think it's debatable which way it is.
Looks like he's got like a weird bandana on or something.
And we're doing the extremely cliched, and at the time it was also cliched, thing of people randomly telling the news reporter about the hero of the story. Came swooping down from atop a building, his eyes glowing, his hand shot out 2 beams of light down at the muggers, saving my wife and I.
Was like an angel. All he asked from me was to use my phone so he could call the police and let them know where the guy was after he knocked
Wait.
them out.
Lightbringer doesn't carry a phone on him. Does he think they'll
Apparently
trace it
not.
back to him if he calls the police from his own phone? So he has to just ask everyone he saves, like, hey, can I use your phone real quick?
Imagine if a victim is like broken, like beaten up and mangled on the floor, and he and the phone is like in pieces, and he just leans down and is like, "Oh, can I use your phone, please?"
Also, her hand is backwards, but continue.
And humongous. Also, what is she wearing? Like a smiley face pin?
It's a reference to Watchmen. It's got the little blood spatter on it. The fact that he feels like he should reference Watchmen makes me kind of sad.
Also, can I just say, these two people, I swear they were not in the last freaking
They're
comic.
not. This is to imply things happen since the last comic to this one.
Well, I'm glad I've got glasses representation anyway.
I'm kind of confused that this guy has a background, but she doesn't. Like, did Linkara just give up on her?
Maybe he just didn't want to keep drawing those cardboard box-looking houses.
She just exists in a blue void.
All he asked from me was to use my phone so he could call the police and let them know where the guy was after he had knocked him out. He even was nice enough to escort me back home. Escort you? He just walked with you? Couldn't he have picked you up? Couldn't he have just picked you up and carried you home?
This newscaster looks stoned off his fucking ass. From one end of Pharaoh City to another, people are talking about him. The questions on everyone's lips is, not are, of course.
He looks baked.
Who is Lightbringer? What, did he tell people his name? Did he tell people his fucking name? Did he tell everyone his name? Or did he hand out little notes saying his name?
Leaves them his business card. It's like, why is there a giant chair on this business card?
I'm the luckiest guy alive. I mean it. Who else could say they're the world's first superhero? How do you know you're the first? No one. That's who. That sounds like Chris Chan dialogue. Okay, the cape can get in the way sometimes, no capes. And flight takes a lot of my concentration. I love that you could just fly without ever telling us how. Like, in the last issue, he didn't tell us how he did it. He just started flying around. But who cares? I care. I'm cleaning up Pharaoh City, and I'm doing a damn good job of it, too. I don't believe you. Tonight.
He's full on like telling you how Dylan law is not important. Shut up, you scrub.
Tonight alone, I bagged 3 muggers and stopped 4 groups of slavers from taking new victims. And I foiled a robbery attempt across town. The best part is the fact that I've managed to do this without seriously hurting anyone. I don't believe you, because I saw you shoot your blast and it like left his chest smoking before. I don't believe that isn't hurting anyone.
Yeah, no. Also, why are the text boxes like getting darker?
And he fucking contradicts himself right here. Well, unless you count breaking a few bones. Yes, I do count that as seriously hurting people. That could fuck them up for life. I don't care because they're criminals and rapists, but still. Don't pretend like you're a helping hand. You're a fucking menace. As seriously hurting them. Still, I'm sure they'll get the finest medical treatment possible. Unless they can be zapped back to full health, I think a broken bone is gonna leave someone fucked up for a while. While they rot in their cells, assuming that they're even convicted, because all you're doing is picking people up and dropping them off at the police department. You have no proof that they did any crime. You're just throwing them at the police.
And just have this image of him flying to the police station, and the guy's like, the police are just like, oh shit, no, he's back, quick, duck! And he's just flinging them at the other policeman. Here, take this!
Let there be light, comma, part 2. Oh no, we see a whole fucking exposition dump again. I may not be rich enough to make a bat cave, but I can use the warehouse that we use to keep inventory as a base of operations for my activities. I hope no one else ever comes there. Hidden in a compartment near the old Christmas trees. Merry Christmas, guys. I made myself a second home. The gauntlets I made are melting down some unsold chairs. You didn't have to do that.
You only had like one chair. You only had one fucking chair.
And it was made of wood. You could have just bought metal. You can buy metal to melt down yourself. You don't have to fucking get a chair. A few years ago.
Valuable stuff.
Wait.
Use your valuable stuff.
Using some silver touch-up paint. You what? You what?
What?
So you just spray painted your costume together.
So are you saying it's not even metal? Is it
He's saying it is metal, but he has to paint it to look more metal because it looks ghetto.
Oh.
To make it silver to better match my costume. The purpose of the gauntlets, other than aesthetic reasons, is to give the impression that my light controlling powers come from the gauntlets, and not from my own, well, whatever it is, it really comes from. So, he just wants people to believe that he's a tech-based superhero, that he doesn't actually have any powers. But I don't think anyone would be questioning it too much anyway. And what's the difference between you having, like, powers given to you at birth and you having fucking technology? People are gonna want it either way. Hell, at this point, I think people would try to aim for the gauntlets to try to depower you. You've given yourself a fucking pseudo-kryptonite, and it's never gonna actually play any part in the story because it's not actually where your powers come from. And I hate that it's just there for aesthetic reasons. I almost thought that he made the gauntlets as, like, some way to control his powers. To, like, be able to center the beam, or be able to control the beam of his powers. To, like, be able to control it to where it doesn't kill people. But no, the gauntlets serve no purpose at all. They're just there for looks, and to trick stupid people.
I mean, at least he kind of admitted it, that it was mainly just for aesthetic reasons.
The fact that he admits that there's a problem makes the problem worse.
Look how tiny those gauntlets have gotten
Look how
now.
tiny his arms are.
Everything is just small.
The cape and costume design were mine, albeit I admit I took some inspiration outside of my own life. When I was young, my parents tried to keep me away from comic books, thinking they promoted violence as a method of solving problems. Still, I read them in secret. The costume is actually inspired by, of all things, a super villain. But I think the look works for a guy in my position too. The mask is my own innovation though. It's literally just a strip. How is that an innovation of anything?
I may as well have put 2 holes in some toilet paper and wrapped it around my head.
Based on
And
the
then-
lenses of my glasses, they hide my eyes from detection while letting me see perfectly. And frankly, I need the sunglasses angle anyways. I may be able to use light however way I want, but my eyes are still... What? He can be blinded by his own beams of light.
That's hilarious. That's so sad.
You'd think that being born with these powers would make you immune to their fucking effects. This is just like that guy in My Hero Academia, that villain that like had like a toxic gas coming off of him, but he still had to wear a gas mask so he wasn't knocked out by his own fumes. It's like, you got the shit into the superpowers. Like, you suck. You're not even immune to your own shit.
See, it's good though that he's at least trying to balance out his character and not make him too overpowered.
Okay,
Like,
I'll
he's
give
trying
you
to
that.
keep him-
I'll give you that if anyone ever takes off the mask and he's blinded. I'll only give you that if that ever comes into play.
Okay.
The sunglasses take that brightness away. I think it's just pointless lore for lore's sake. It's the hair that I'm really proud of, though. And this is gonna make you fucking cringe in a second, Jesse. It's just
No.
generic touch-up paint for furniture designed to lighten it up a bit. Water won't remove it, but if I add 1 or 2 shampoos, I can get it out with ease.
No! No!
He is putting
No!
touch-up paint in his hair.
That is gonna wreck your freaking scalp! Oh my god!
So let me explain multiple ways why this can be bad. 1, paint getting into your skin pores can be cancerous. 2, paint getting into your skin pores can actually make it harder for you to breathe. And considering that you are in a skin-tight suit covered in paint, that is not good. The only place where you can breathe now is from your fucking face, meaning that you're going to get sweatier, meaning that the paint is going to fucking get wet and pour down your face. You could have just had temporary hair dye and it would have done 1,000 times better than you putting paint in your fucking hair.
It's gonna damage his hair as well. It's probably
Yeah.
gonna like start falling out.
It's gonna
Also,
kill it. It's gonna kill it 100%.
I love how he's saying water won't remove it, but shampoo will. No. The whole shampoo is water soluble. You know, it's watery based, so you can get it out of your hair. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
You'd need to have like turpentine or something, like industrial level to get paint out.
See, I would have liked it better if he said, I made my own. And this would still be a stretch, but I think it'd be better if he said, I made my own hair paint of my own concoction that only comes out with a certain chemical that I have. And therefore, if I get wet from rain, the hair dye won't wash off. It'll only wash off with this chemical. But instead of that, he just said, nah, fuck it. Furniture paint.
Oh, and shampoo totally gets it out. No, if that was that simple, I would not be as much of a mess as I am after a week of painting at my job.
I'm also getting a
Also-
lot of press thanks to my recent escapades. A few people have tried to take my picture, but whatever powers me somehow removes any features from the photographs, digital or otherwise. You already established that people couldn't take photos of you before, that there would be a glow around you. You didn't have to repeat that.
I will give him this. That newspaper does look like it's drawn quite nicely. It does look okay. Also, for a minute, I thought on the paint bottle, I thought it said glitter in the blue print.
No,
It's
it
just like,
says brighter, but it's spelled weird. It's spelled without a G and an H.
okay.
Because poor literacy is cool.
Oh fuck, I haven't been reading Linkara's text. Let me go back. I guess I really haven't missed much of anything, but I'll fucking read this. Originally, the text for this one was too small. Now it's updated with better text. Wait, why didn't I even bother leaving the... Okay, so you just proved that I could have skipped that note. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't pretend to be self-aware, Linkara. It's not funny.
He couldn't even draw this guy's head on the fucking scene. I have to do my Dylan Thomas, terrible at doing any voice impression of an old person. I'm gonna strip my throat and just do like a gruff voice.
Oh my.
I want to make this perfectly clear to everyone. Officially, we abhor the activities of any vigilante in this city and are actively trying to locate this Lightbringer unofficially. Well, unofficially, this guy has brought in more perps in 3 nights. How do you process this, though? It's not like he's taking pictures of what they're doing or proving in any way that they're actually committing a crime. Like, at least with Spider-Man and Batman, they wait till the police are actively chasing someone to go and hunt them down. Or it's an already established supervillain, so of course people think they're doing something illegal. But Lightbringer's just running up and beating the shit out of people.
Wait, so just to be clear, we're in the police station now.
Yes.
Sorry, that was not clear to me at all. I thought he was in, like, his furniture store or something.
No, that guy has a shitty badge to prove that he's a police officer.
Oh, right. Sorry.
More perps in 3 nights than we have in a month. If you encounter him, try to learn as much as you can, but otherwise, stay out of his way. So, promoting vigilante activity. Great. So this is literally just Batman. He's Commissioner Gordon, and this is literally just Batman. If we need to bring him in, I want to know as much as I can about him first, assuming that we could bring him in. And if you do run into him, for the love of God, be careful. We don't know how he does it, but those lights of his can really burn. So they can burn you. They can burn you. So he is running around hurting people. Burn you real badly. He stumbled onto a rape that was occurring and gave the rapist 2nd-degree burns on his back. God knows what he's capable of. So he is a fucking menace, and this guy walks around his office wearing socks.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't exactly call him a menace for giving a rapist 2 second-degree burns.
You know that's not how things are done professionally. Especially if he can control his powers to just knock people out. The fact that he's burning people is not cool. Like, rape is bad, and rapists are bad. They deserve to be taken in. But they shouldn't be tortured.
I mean, why not?
Jesse, I'm not promoting this.
He's not gonna learn anything from that, though. Let's be real. He's just gonna sit in a cell.
Not to brag about my comic, but with my character, even though he also shoots beams of energy, it's established that they're stun blast. They don't burn people. They don't mutilate people unless he's trying to do it. So with Linkara's character, I'm just assuming he's running around either ignorantly burning people or deliberately burning people. And that's a slippery slope.
Do you think he's going to pull like a bait and switch, especially with like hinting that, oh, the inspiration I got from a comic book for my costume, it was a supervillain. Is he trying to set up like a bait and switch? Like, oh, he's set up to be a hero, but then he might be a villain later.
That would be interesting, but I doubt he's going to do that. Also,
what? Yeah?
I think me and you are going for the same critique, but go for it.
The freaking eyes!
I was gonna go with the eyes, but also he shares the exact same face as fucking Lewis. Like, they look identical to each other, just one has gray hair.
At least he changed the hair color. It's the eyes that are getting me.
If this guy is some comic book hero, fetishist, or something, he may try to contact one of you. Hope to get the police on his side. I watch Death Note, guys, by the way.
Oh my
If anyone is contacted by him, let me know immediately. I'm not putting any of you in danger without putting myself in it first. In the meantime, get back to work. Lightbringer may patrol the night, but we work 24/7.
Oh, I can tell he was really proud of himself for that line. Oh, I can practically hear his, like, smug self-satisfaction. Oh, wow, that was so cool.
When I originally conceived this page, there were going to be other police officers in the shot, including a detective who would become Lightbringer's contact. However, thanks to my valiant efforts to integrate characters into the background, that didn't pan out. As such, that's why Chief Crane's head doesn't show up in the first panel. The focus was meant to be on the detective I was going to draw. Go figure. On another note, this page was my first attempt at shading. I thought it turned out fairly well. I thought to do shading midway through issue 2, not at the beginning. Well, but frankly, it was far too time-consuming, especially when I wanted to get the comic. Wait, what? Out on a twice-per-week basis per issue? Are you insane?
No.
I don't even draw my comic and I release it once a month, if that.
Oh my god, he would have been so, like, that is so much unnecessary pressure to
That's
put
not
on
even
yourself.
enough time to really think about the plot. That's not enough time to think about the plot. That's not enough time to proofread it. That's not enough time to do any of this. If you gave yourself a month, it would have turned out 10 times better than what you have.
Also, I love that he had to explain why the chief's head didn't appear in the first panel.
He's like, I get it. Originally, this was drawn on paper. That's something I learned from the last issue. Originally, this was all drawn on paper. But when you switch it to digital, you can add in as much page as you need. You can shrink the fucking reference art. You can extend the artwork. You could have cut off the bottom of this desk and gave him a head. You could have changed where the dialogue boxes were and gave him a head. You could have pushed him down where all this empty space is and had the boxes go over him and give him a head. Instead, it looks like his head is gone from this panel just so it can be in this other panel. It looks like some type of effect where he's peeking out from the bottom.
Oh, I love that.
It lines up perfectly, too, where his tie cuts off.
It just makes it look like he has a giant head.
Yeah, easy for me to say work 24/7 if the work we did was actually doing something. This Lightbringer guy wouldn't be here. I just wish I had some way of knowing he was on the level or not. Hey, what's that on my desk? That's the same dialogue box, by the way. I just love carrying over my conversations, and that's a picture of me and my wife holding hands. Very lewd activity. And somehow the paper glows, and I don't understand how his powers work anymore at all. Like, how is the paper glowing? A whole panel! Okay, this is where I get full fucking autistic. A whole panel is dedicated to him saying, heh. You wasted a whole panel for heh. Page real estate is some of the most important things when it comes to making a comic book. And you waste a whole chunk of a page on heh.
I love that. I want you to save that as like a reaction picture.
God. This is terrible. And then we have this shot showing him and his other friends' comic characters. Oh, wait, let's go back. What are his fucking thoughts? I want to hear his thought. Oh, there is none. Okay, so fuck him. These are his friends' characters and not his. The only one that's his is Lightbringer. I don't know any of these fucking guys, so I'm not gonna fucking really draw on how fucking terrible they are. But let's just read what he has to say. Decided to put up a little piece of fan art I made in commemoration of the final issue of Infinite Crisis being released today. As such, allow me to link and copyright all of these characters of the world's multiverses. Finest of webcomic superheroes. I don't know any of them, so they're not the best, but these are their fucking ats. I'm not going to any of them. Oh, great, a woman character, and she has to pee really bad.
All women sit cross-legged.
Business has been slow lately, so I haven't exactly had a problem with employees relaxing a bit while on the that's his employee. How would I know?
Is this the woman that appears on a Wednesday, the fabled woman? The legends are true.
The windows actually work now. I'm sometimes simply amazed at how people can lead ordinary lives, even in the face of all the crime that happens in this city. Still, I suppose it's only natural that not everything's so bad for everyone. There are 8 million people living in Pharaoh City. I doubt that, seeing how small the city is, and they can't all have it as bad as I did. Could they?
Wait, so which bit do we read from? Is it...
I think it's the girl, then the guy.
It's so romantic. Think of it. Right now there's some urban knight selflessly working to fight all the crime in the city. I simply adore it.
Michelle Allett, or a lot, she's worked for me for 2 years and is simply in love with the romantic period in literature. That's her one character trait, and she sits in Steve's thinking chair, but it's pink instead of red.
Well, I'm just glad there's more than one chair now. I'm glad that there's a different chair in the office.
I've just got to ask myself if he's got the time to learn sewing, to put together a costume, then start fighting crime in it. Why is this guy not a fashion designer? Wait, what? That's the stupidest question you could ask. It's what I'd do if I could do all that. So if you had all the powers in the world, you would just become a fashion designer? Just because you can sew decently?
Why is this guy not in fashion design? I'm sorry, I can't... I think my brain stopped working. That is the weirdest argument, like the weirdest opinion to have. Why is he focusing on that?
Gary Manning. He's worked for me as long as Michelle has, meaning that his background is as identical as hers. The guy's always got a joke ready. Oh, that's a joke? That's a joke? I thought he was sincerely stupid.
Oh,
when you least expect it.
Oh, fucking hell, Linkara the comedy genius.
Oh, and now we have the girlfriend character.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I thought it was...
This is gonna be Lightbringer's girlfriend.
Are you sure? I thought the blonde girl was the...
No, this is gonna be Lightbringer's girlfriend, and I don't know if he recycled this design from the woman getting raped in the alley from the last issue, or if this was intended to be the girl getting raped in the alley last issue. But if it is that girl getting raped in the alley in the last issue, she brutally beat up that guy, as you will find out in a second. So she didn't need help to begin with.
Sorry, her boobs are getting me. It's just a line.
Every woman's boobs are getting me.
Hey, Michelle, you said you wanted to meet you here for lunch? What was that sentence?
So I'm assuming she doesn't work here. Oh, hey, it is meant to be the woman in the alley. Okay, so he didn't just reuse a design.
I don't think this is going to be his girlfriend. Cause
it is.
She's... How? Why?
It is. My God, it's her. Did she escape? Did someone help her? How did this happen? It sounds like he's upset that the rape didn't happen. How could she be smiling after being attacked like that?
Oh no.
Oh, good, Carter. This is my friend. Oh, wait, that's that guy. How am I supposed to know anyone's boxes from anyone when it's just off screen?
Oh, for goodness sake. Right, okay.
Oh, good. Wait. Is this her or him? I'm gonna assume it's her. Go for it. Like, having a little head next to the fucking dialogue box would help. Or an icon. Anything.
Hang on. Oh, Oh, good. Carter, this is my friend that I was telling you about, Hannah Mentz. Hannah Mentz. What a
Her
bizarre
last name is Mintz, but not even spelled with an I.
She'd love to work here. Don't plug your friend like that.
I think you don't need any more employees. You've got 2 people and they have enough free time to do nothing. Yeah. Hello, Hannah. Michelle told me you want to be a stalk girl. I see you got
Interesting.
experience being stalked.
Stop it. What an odd position to take.
Oh, now we get a zoom up on her face.
She looks like freaking James from Pokemon.
And it confirmed what I said last time, that he just kept coloring her ear pink.
Yep, that's me. Don't take it the wrong way when I said it's a little unusual. Oh, wait, no, that's you.
Wait, how am I supposed to know when anyone's saying anything? This is worse than Sonichu. Don't take it the wrong way when I say it's a little unusual to have a stalk girl. No offense, sexism, but you don't seem to have the type to be doing heavy lifting.
What?
So he's just sexist. He's just fucking straight up sexist. You don't seem like the type to be doing heavy lifting. A woman doesn't lift. A woman can't lift.
God damn, all those years stock lifting on my end were for nothing.
I know. This issue is a personal attack on you.
Yes, I feel personally attacked. I deserve recompense. I deserve compensation.
First the furniture paint, now saying women can't lift.
God, he seems like the guy that would be given a wedgie by like several women.
I'm
Anyway.
gonna laugh so hard when you have to say this next line.
Oh, I need the voice for this. What? Afraid I can't handle the heavy load?
The way you said it made it even more funny. Well, no, I need an adult. Look at what she does to her purse, and look at how she throws it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hang on. That's a stone top table, right? About 100 pounds? 110? Hold this. Oh, wait, no, you might have. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know.
but no, you got it. Yeah, but look at how is she gonna lift anything with those tiny baby arms?
Also, it looks like her bag's about to smash up that computer.
It is.
That very valuable computer. Oh, wow.
What she's doing?
What's she doing? Just watch and see.
It looks like she's humping the table. That's
It looks
really
like she's
what it looks
underneath
like.
the table. The chairs are drawn surprisingly well, though.
She's able to just completely lift the stone top off of it and hold it over her head, meaning that she has superhuman strength. And Lewis looks like that fucking front-eyed view that's been a meme recently, you know, like where you see a character looking down like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Also, I know his name's Carter, but he's just Lewis. I'm not calling him Carter. I keep forgetting his name is Carter. He's Lewis. He's Lewis. And when Kara appears later, I'm just gonna call him Lewis too.
Fine. Have it your way. So, am I hired? God.
No, please put down my stuff.
You've broken my table.
Hannah was originally just meant to appear in a part of that issue. Okay, so it's like I thought. He literally made a character, and then he thought, wait, if he didn't save that woman and she got brutally raped, that's on him. And that's kind of fucked. So I have to make her a reoccurring character and make her strong enough to have believably beaten up her rapist. Just to appear in one part of issue 1. And then we'd never see her again. However, as I continued working on the comic, I realized that the very first issue, every woman seen being victimized in some manner and portrayed as someone who needed saving. As such, I wanted to have a strong female character. See, this is what I talked about is wrong on my second channel with media. It's either you have women being useless and being victimized, or it's to the complete opposite extreme where women are super fucking capable and are superhuman and need literally no one ever. There's no in between. You can't have a normal female character that is just an everybody type person, like a believable normal human. It's either they're completely useless and they need someone to do everything for them, or they're super capable and super strong and super independent.
What can I say? Women are strong. I don't know.
No one knows how to write a woman. That's what I'm fucking saying. It's sexist either way it goes. Like, it's sexist to fucking victimize women all the time, and it's sexist to make women super fucking capable just to make it not sexist.
What?
If you're making a woman super capable solely because you thought you were being sexist, that's sexist. Because you're making her that way just to prove that you're not sexist. You're not making her that way because she is that type of character.
I hate that little winky face at the bottom.
I wanted to have strong female character as part of the cast. See, that's sexist to me. It's sexist to me, and it seems like he doesn't understand that when it comes to making characters, there are expectations when it comes to how the cast should behave and what roles each character should have. And that if a character has a certain attribute, it should impact their characterization. Thus, we see a part of the explanation of how Hannah escaped the attacker. That's not an explanation, that's implication. That's not an explanation. The full story is at the beginning of issue 3. Don't fucking show for issue 3 when we're on issue 2.
And don't wink at me like that.
That night, Erg, what am I doing here? This is probably a prank pulled by the Eternal Affairs people.
What?
So, you're here. Nice entrance. So we didn't even get, like, anything. This was a light above his head, and he couldn't be fucked to draw his full body. The art is somehow getting lazier.
He's a floating head.
Thanks. I'd like to think that I have... Oh, that's... How am I supposed to know? Make the boxes different colors. Add an outline or something so I know who's talking. Thanks. I'd like to think I have some dramatic skills.
Oh god, his theater skills.
Oh, don't thank me yet. See, I still haven't decided whether or not I should arrest you or pin a medal on your costume. Oh, why is that? Because you're a vigilante, and this is the speech that every old man gives vigilantes. You've already committed several assaults and burning people brutally while smiling at me like that. Don't give me that self-defense or preventing a crime BS. You think you're the first guy who had pie in the sky dreams, I've never heard that saying, of taking on crime in this city with violence. 2 years ago, there was an Emerald Flame Killer.
What?
I want to believe that's a reference to The Boys. I want to believe that's a reference to The Boys, and you shouldn't reference The Boys. I assume you know what happened to him. Assaults on individuals who were in the process of committing a criminal act. And no, I'm no vigilante. Sprung up in front of the police headquarters by Emerald Flame Gang, if I recall correctly. And I didn't read that in order because he didn't pose it in order. I'm just reading it as it's presented for now on instead of guessing.
Yeah, it was a little bit disconnected there.
He sucks at fucking pacing. He sucks at pacing and he sucks... Oh my god, no! No. This shit again! Exactly. So, how do I know you're not some killer who's going to be dead on my doorsteps in a week? I'm not going to kill anyone. This is believable dialogue. I really can tell the difference between each person, and it definitely doesn't sound like someone talking to himself. Oh, sure, you say that now, but give it some time. See, some of the seamier criminals in Pharos has to offer, and then tell me you won't kill them. What would I have to do to prove that I'm not some psychotic vigilante out for blood, but fully committed? That was meant to be the other way around, but I don't care. I'm trying to fix this stupid city. All right. You want to prove that you are a real superhero? The kind that save the day and really make a difference? Yes. Take down the slavers. This is definitely going to be totally fine in a court of law. I want their base of operations, their associates, their clients. I want their organization so hurt that they will never be able to recover. So you're hiring him. You're making him a hitman for you. Illegally. And I hate that we're not getting author notes anymore. I want to get inside his head for this fucking scene.
God.
So the police are just straight up breaking the law, telling a vigilante to do their jobs for them. Oh
Well,
my
maybe
god.
they're just... His legs. Oh, look at him go.
Great. Take down the slavers. Thanks for the general statement of what I have to do. I have no idea where their leaders are or where the slavers even operate out of. So he's just been running around beating the shit out of people randomly. I mean, where do I even start to look? It's a small town. The slavers take extraordinary care to make sure people can't find them. When Serpent started to loan money to me, he sought me out, somehow knowing already that I needed money. I don't know. Maybe I should just go back to the store and work on the schedule for next week. I need Hannah and... Okay, so we have stick figures at his fucking store, and the fucking tiny-ass sign, and his store is a perfect square. And we're having a 30% sale on Wicker. And I love that his first instinct is to give up, by the way. First instinct, give up.
He seems like that sort of guy. Also, I love that the windows have disappeared now.
Yeah, the windows don't exist anymore. Hey, who's that down there? In this first page, I wanted to give a shot of Lightbringer in flight, as opposed to just floating. As time goes on, he'll lose the glow to his hands, as he learns to do it without concentrating so much. You should excuse how it's shit instead of just fucking talking about it. Oh, hey,
no.
He runs in the Serpent right when he needs to. That's plot convenience. Serpent, meathead, and some crony. I had been planning to just beat the snot out of him on Friday.
He sounds like such a dork. Oh my god.
And have the police arrest him when he came to get the money I owed him. Evidently, he felt that I wasn't going to give back the money. So here he is, going to burn down my store instead. I thought he said he was going to kidnap your women if you didn't pay him.
He's one woman. Also, I hate that the font has just changed.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. So, yet again, Lightbringer is acting like a villain. He's not doing this because it's the right thing to do. Where does it stop? He's beating up people to soothe his own vendetta. He's not doing it for the right causes. He's not doing it for the right reasons. He's almost at the level of the fucking Punisher. Like, he's not a superhero. You shouldn't take pleasure in beating the shit out of people or scorching them. I get that they're bad, but when it comes to being a superhero, you're not allowed to enjoy torturing people.
But why not, Dylan?
That's not heroic.
Sometimes it's not about being heroic.
Super hero. At this point, if I'm being generous, Lightbringer is an anti-hero. That's me being as nice as I can be with the terminology. He's right up there with Red Hood, with being an anti-hero, or the Punisher. He is not a superhero. I just don't see him as a hero. And the fact that he's trying to pose him as some type of Superman type character when he's acting so unheroic. Like, he's literally Batman from Batman v Superman. Like, and people say Batman and Batman v Superman is fucked up because he's running around branding criminals and he's running around killing people. The whole point of Batman v Superman is Batman has fallen and he's become almost as bad as the people he arrests. But Linkara is doing this straight. He's not doing this as some type of subversion on the idea of what it is to be a superhero. He's doing this because he thinks it's cool. He read Watchmen and didn't understand that the superheroes were bad guys.
I can see what you mean. Anyway. Oh, you're not going to do the sound effects?
No, I'm out of the moment. I'm out of the moment solely because we've established that he burns the shit out of people and he breaks their bones and he's enjoying it, smiling the whole time while doing it. Wakey, wakey, serpent. A whole page wasted. A whole page wasted. And we have fucking fan art of him as a trap.
Wait, did he do that? Oh,
no, it's someone else.
Damn
I hate
it.
that he starts putting the fan art in the middle of the fucking issues. Alright, here's how it's going to work. Okay, so he's just full-on threatening this guy. We are about 50 feet above Lodestar Tower, putting us roughly about 950 feet up. I have some questions for you, namely, where the Slavers' HQ is, and who their leader is. Oh god, and this is where I'm going to compare this to something that Batman does, because I feel like he took a lot of this from Batman. With Batman, I can wholeheartedly say he wouldn't drop the guy. I can wholeheartedly say that Batman wouldn't let the guy go fucking splat. I don't believe that with him.
But let's face it, is the world worse off for not having this guy alive in it?
Jesse, I'm not going to engage on such conversations. I would like to note that while my abilities may move at the speed of light, I do not. What?
What?
That means that you could just grab him with your light whip again. But whatever. Gah, there is no... I don't even know what voice I did for him. Gah, there is no leader. We just have the small... That's crap. The slavers are about having power over other people. That's not what I'm doing right now by holding you up in the sky threatening to murder you, by the way. Whoever started it wouldn't allow control to be so chaotic. I'm pretty sure he would allow it to be chaotic, seeing how they're just running around kidnapping women in public. If this comic was written by someone more capable, there would be some introspective on Lightbringer doing something wrong. There would be some type of critique on superhero culture as is, and point out how what he's doing is blurring the line between being heroic and being just as bad as the people he's fighting. But that isn't going to happen. Linkara is doing this wholeheartedly because he thinks it's cool. What I meant to say is that the general doesn't really... He's the general, by the way. Doesn't really do anything at all. He's just... My patience is wearing very thin, Serpent. Just like my ability to keep you held up like that. My god, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? You go around kidnapping women and forcing them into sex slavery and shit.
See, the thing is, he's totally a terrible person. Like, someone like Serpent does deserve to die. But I'm not the person to say who gets to kill him. And I'm not the person to say that Lightbringer has the right to kill him. When I start going into that mindset, that can literally be used to justify to murder anyone. It doesn't matter if I think he deserves to die. It doesn't matter if Lightbringer thinks he deserves to die. If you care about justice and you care about the legal system, if you care about society, you wouldn't fucking act like this because you're a criminal at this point.
And that's fine. It's fine to want this legal system to work and to go through it legally for justice to truly prevail and for society to hold up. But in this world, society is broken down and the legal system more often fails people than it does give them justice.
I just don't think that
I'm saying it in this universe.
I think that the world that he built is incompatible with the character that he has. Like, he wants Lightbringer to be a hero. He wants Lightbringer to be a beacon of hope. His words exactly. But the world he made is so fucked up that Lightbringer has to do things that aren't heroic. He has to do things that aren't just. He has to do things that are as fucked up as what a criminal would do. Like, I think that the idea that he wants Lightbringer to be is incompatible with how dark the story is.
I guess.
I think it's just a problem with it's a problem from the beginning. Like, think about it. Superman exists in Metropolis. Metropolis is a wonderful city. It has some supervillains, it has some crime, but for the most part, it's a decent place to live. So you can understand why Clark is a happy person, why Clark is optimistic. Now look at Batman. Batman is from Gotham. Gotham is a shithole. Gotham is full of crime. Gotham is full of rape. Batman does not look like Superman. Batman does not act like Superman. Batman is just a normal guy who put on a costume to fight lunatics. Batman fits in with his surroundings. Batman fits in with his narrative. Batman fits in with his world. If you took a character like Superman, put him in Batman's setting, and still have the same expectations of a Superman, but make him act more crazy than Batman, it would make no fucking sense. And that's what Lightbringer is. He's a Superman-type character. He's supposed to stand for justice, peace, and fucking hope. But he's acting more psychotic than Batman. And the narrative wants to convince you that it's justified. Like, all of Lightbringer's world building makes no fucking sense, and I could never write a character like this sincerely. It would have to be some type of critique on culture, some type of critique on what it means to be a superhero, some type of critique on society. I couldn't play it straight like this. This is just power fantasy. That's all this is.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hang on, have we read the top bit? Have we?
I thought I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I'm just gonna read this in Batman's voice, because that's who I think he's supposed to be at this point. Or Rorschach, because he doesn't understand that character either.
What's wrong with it? You kidnap women and children off the streets. You force them into a life of servitude to you and others. You exploit and blackmail people and steal them from the needy and destroy the lives of innocent people through murder and rape.
And he's crying.
Sorry.
And then he falls to his death, but somehow he makes a bouncy fucking light, even though that hasn't been shown before, and he explicitly said that his light was solid. Now it's apparently malleable. That's something we just now learned out of nowhere. And he's brutally choking him, which, by the way, when this is done in Star Wars, it is done by a character who is evil and is turning evil, and it plays a role in the fucking plot. The only time it was done where it wasn't a character who was presented to be evil was with Luke Skywalker, which I don't know why they never addressed that, but in all later versions of Star Wars, Anakin Skywalker, when he chokes people, that's seen as a bad thing. Using your superpowers to brutally choke the life out of someone is not good. It is not the thing that a hero does. Also, his arm is completely fucked. It is bent and twisted.
And you ask what's wrong with me? I am justice. I am the knight. I am the Lightbringer.
And he even justifies that. Yes, Lightbringer really made rubbery net of light to stop Serpent from dying. I'm not going to read his explanation. I'm just going to accept that Lightbringer can do anything. Lightbringer can do anything, and that's just the end of it.
Oh.
And this right here, this makes Lightbringer look menacing. Is Lightbringer meant to be a character of hope or not? Because I could honestly compare Lightbringer to Omni-Man. I could honestly compare him to a lot of fucked up evil Supermen.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. He does look sinister.
He acts sinister. He really does.
He doesn't.
He just fucking almost killed a guy and brutally choked him. He burns people.
But they're rapists and stuff, so...
He's not a hero, Jesse. He's not a hero. It'd be like if Batman ran around fucking mutilating the faces of all of his criminals. Like, is that just? No, that's not just. That's fucked. Lightbringer shows that he can control his abilities, and he chooses not to hurt people.
Yeah, that is kind of fucked.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to succeed. I expected you to die, and even so quickly. Hello, Serpent. I haven't seen you for months. And I guess it's Serpent talking.
Keep him away from me.
Oh, that won't be a problem. We'll put you in a nice 6x6 room, far away from Lightbringer, because apparently I have enough to convict you. Admittingly, we won't be able to hold him or use... Oh, so now the legal system does exist, and you acknowledge how Lightbringer is doing nothing and won't be able to hold him or use testimony on him because of, I'm sure, of what you did to him, Lightbringer. But he's not the one we're really interested in, is he? So Serpent's going to be back on the streets again because you didn't handle this maturely.
This is why he needs to die.
No, this is why you need to convict people. There's a reason why Batman is the world's greatest detective. When he arrests people, he does it with evidence. He's already taken photos. He's already proven they've done the crimes. He hands the evidence over to the police so they can convict the guy. At least it's explained why Batman is doing the right thing. Meanwhile, Lightbringer is just beating the shit out of people. Nope. However, before I tell you the information I got out of him, I have one question.
Oh?
Who are they?
It's you. First.
What? No, that... Okay, fine. I'm Dave. That's who I am. I'm Dave.
I'm sorry. And my name is Alice Below, but you can call me the Code Poet.
The cringiest thing you'll have to read today.
Oh, she's even wearing a beret. She looks like Danny.
Oh
Anyway.
no, Danny's in the comic.
Green eyes, brown hair, wearing a beret. Yep.
Do your best, Danny.
Oh, I can't do Danny justice. And we're going to help you bring down the slavers.
Next, the end of the slavers? I'm assuming that's all the pages.
Yeah, this woman. Oh yes, this woman looks formidable.
I don't know what that thing is he's referencing. Just know he's referencing more shit. And this is actually also the first crossover with my Angel Armor books. These are Angel Armor characters. Okay.
Huh?
Okay. So am I going to have to read Angel Armor now? Am I going to have to read it? Because apparently it's canon to one another.
Yep, you're gonna have to read it, otherwise you won't understand what's happening. The Code Poet was important in those books.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to read Angel Armor. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have to read Angel Armor in some way, because Code Poet is a character from that series. And that was all of the Lightbringer issue 2. As you can see, me and Jesse disagree heavily on what is moral and what is right.
It's not that I'm not saying it's completely right what he's doing. Yes, it's messed up. He shouldn't have done what he did. There's a right way and a wrong way to go about things, but I'm just saying. I don't find rapists getting beaten up very troubling.
Avoiding the moral crusading again. I know a lot of people are going to give me shit for this issue in particular because of what I think it means to be a hero. Avoiding the moral crusading of me, an old school comic book fan. I think we understand that in this issue more than the last one, the Lightbringer concept doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work at all. Like, the way he disguises himself makes no sense. The way that his costume works is pointless and makes no fucking sense. The supporting cast are useless, and the fact that he has a super strong girl working with him who will never become a hero is fucking pointless. The commissioner is fucking pointless. And at this point, Lightbringer is just a goon of the police, and they allow him to brutalize people as long as he makes their job easier. Like, everyone in the world of the Lightbringer fucking sucks, and this fucking world is corrupt and unjust. And even the heroes are as corrupt as the fucking police. They're as corrupt as the criminals. There's no one to root for in the Lightbringer. There's no one to fucking like in the Lightbringer.
I mean, I like the strong woman.
There's just,
I'm rooting for her.
there's nothing going on here, and there's no hook to get me in. Like, when it comes to the things that he's trying to reference, like The Boys or The Watchmen or any of the other subversions on the superhero genre that he wants to try to call homage to, he doesn't understand that the heroes in those stories are bad people, and you're not supposed to want to be like them. You're not supposed to want to be like Rorschach. You're not supposed to want to be like Omni-Man. You're not supposed to want to be like the Seven. You're not supposed to want to be like the Boys. They are all terrible people, and it's done specifically to point out how terrible of an idea superheroes are as a whole and to subvert expectations on the superhero genre. It's made to look into superheroes and point out how flawed of an idea it is from the get-go. But Lightbringer is doing this sincerely. Lightbringer is doing this with no self-awareness. Lightbringer is doing this not realizing that it makes everyone terrible.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Like, the criminals are too bad. Like, the fact that he's fighting rapists already makes it fucked up. The fact that he's fighting child predators already makes it fucked up. And then you have him being really fucked up to the people he's fighting and enjoying doing it. He enjoys breaking people's bones. He enjoys burning people severely. Like, who are we rooting for? Who is the hero of the story? I know I'm sounding like J. Jonah Jameson here, but, like, he's a menace. He's not a hero. This world is devoid of heroes and devoid of justice. They even say that because of the way he treated Serpent, he's just going to walk.
Oh, I hope that they expand on this or they do something. I hope that something is established. Maybe we're reading... I mean, you've read ahead, so I don't know what's to come, but I'm hoping something will change.
I just think that the biggest problem with Lightbringer is that from its base, it's built terribly. And you need to have a coherent world, a coherent narrative, and at most, this is the most important thing to a superhero, some type of code. Like, with the Punisher, his logic is, organized crime killed my family. Every criminal deserves to die. And that goes to the most logical extremes of that mindset. And the Punisher isn't portrayed as a hero. He's a bad guy. He's a vigilante at best. He's an anti-hero at best. Most of the time, he's a psychotic murderer. And there's a reason why not too many people want to hang out with the Punisher. But then you have characters like Superman, who's like, I fight for justice. I'm a beacon of hope and virtue, like the Lightbringer. And he doesn't act like this. Superman could use his heat vision to burn criminals. Superman could use his ice breath to fucking break people's bones. He could fucking snap people in half with one punch. But he doesn't do it, because he knows that's wrong. And even when he does have to fight people like this, he doesn't do this because it's not the right thing to do. Lightbringer went from someone who was completely against violence to someone who is obsessed with violence and almost fetishizes it. And this isn't a character study on how a superhero can be corrupt. Lewis thinks that this makes a good hero.
I think he's got a long way. I hope that it's going to be shown that, like, it's a bad aspect of his character and he needs to go through a character arc of learning what's too much and what's too little and things.
I think the thing that would fix this is if at some point in the series, I doubt it's going to happen, at some point in the series, if Lightbringer had a breakdown and maybe he killed a guy, maybe he went too far, maybe he really fucked shit up, and he has to contemplate what he did, and he has to learn that what he's doing is wrong. Or maybe someone's afraid of him. Maybe the people he's trying to save are terrified of him. Because that's how people should be acting. The people on the street shouldn't be like, oh yeah, you go Lightbringer. They should be terrified of this guy. Like something. There needs to be that moment. Because there's a reason why Batman started trying to become more friendly and started to try to change up his image. It's because he was saving people and a kid was terrified of him. And he didn't like that children were afraid of him because he does this to help people like that. He doesn't become a superhero to terrify children. He's trying to terrify criminals. This is actually something that Batman is focused on. And that was done well before Lightbringer ever came out. Like, if Linkara was so obsessed with comic books and cared so much about comic books, why does he fail harder than almost every other superhero?
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I think Lightbringer has a lot of fixing that needs to be done. And I know that a lot of people are considering of doing a Lightbringer reboot. And I think you should really watch these videos and really think about what type of character this is before going forward. Because you need to rebuild him from the ground up. There is not much with Lightbringer that you can save. He needs to become a completely different character if you want him to be a superhero.
You'd have to completely rebuild the world he's in too.
Yeah.
Like, is it... I don't know if you would keep it as dark as it is.
You have to completely change the tone. Either he's a lighthearted hero meant to be like a Superman, or he's a dark hero that's meant to be like a Batman. Either way, the art style and the tone has to reflect who he is, and he has to reflect the tone.
It's a good writing lesson.
But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully it wasn't too torturous to read this with me. I hope the next issue will be better, but I'm not believing that it will be.
Dear God.
Thank you guys for watching this, though. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you really like this video, then share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Hopefully we can get at least one of these Lightbringer comic reviews out a month. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.
Bye, everyone.